Netflix, you don't need cable. Hop on YouTube, welcome to the hood table, where we chop up local and global events vocally. You don't really wanna miss out on these conversations. Just joke a little, laugh a little, get that wine in your system, fill your glass a little, expose current events, talk trash a little. You never know, these opinions might clash a little. Get addicted to the content, got them binge watching. You don't like it, then you want to invite and bet your friends watching in the house and your job parking lot before you clock it. I don't wanna miss a second of this HD content. Everybody think they got something to say, so it's an open invitation, bring it to the table. But if you come whack, just know we ain't buying in. We gon' probably turn your back until you start right again. Yeah, welcome to the hood table. You don't need Netflix, you don't need cable. Yeah, welcome to the hood table. You don't need Netflix, you don't need cable.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Happy Friday. It is finally Friday. Thank God for Friday. I don't know if that's a good thing for a lot of people, though, or if that's a bad thing for a lot of people, though, because a lot of people are still self-quarantining themselves and staying indoors and staying away from people. So technically, for some people, it's like, okay, it's Friday. What we going to do around the house this weekend? But what I would recommend, for the people who are staying home, quarantining yourself, there are so many interesting shows on TV, Netflix, Hulu, even YouTube, a lot of different YouTube programs, a lot of YouTubers as myself who upload content almost every single day. So I would definitely recommend, searching, through your television, stations or whatever cable stations you have, or even Netflix. Me and my sons, I have 2 sons, and we sometimes like inbox or text each other shows that we think each other might like. So I know the new season of Ozark just started. So for you Ozark fans, the new season of Ozark just came out on Netflix. That is one of my favorite Netflix shows. So that is something you could binge watch this weekend. But besides that, maybe, breaking out not the video games, but breaking out the board games, cards, spades, Uno. There's a lot of things that you can do with the family that is really, really fun if you, put your mind to it. But anywho. Let me just add a few more people to our Facebook group while I'm waiting for some more of you guys to come on in. It looks like I'm about to add like 5 more people to our Ruthless Facebook group. Somebody on here is trying to get in the group, but they haven't agreed to the group rules yet. So I might message them and let them know that they have to, you have to agree to the group rules, to get into our Facebook group on Facebook for the Ruthless TV show. Not really any strict rules. You just, can't be rude, can't be disrespectful, no spam, no self-promoting, things like that. But other than that, you're pretty much free to speak and post and, about the group or the different characters or storylines or, Tyler Perry or, whatever you want to discuss regarding the TV show, in the group. So I just went ahead and added like 5 people to the group. And it looks like, okay. I'll make a post welcoming them later after we finish this live review. But you guys, let me know what you thought about this episode 4. Oh my God. If this episode wasn't like off the chain. It was off the chain, totally off the chain. And I got more than what I expected out of this last episode. Like I knew that it was, time for Andrew to be, cleansed per se. And I had actually thought that Ruth had already been cleansed, but it looks like she wasn't cleansed already. But I thought maybe I just forgot. But anyway, it's been a long week. But and it seemed like it's been forever since part 3, because I guess the first 3 episodes Tyler Perry had them come out like simultaneously or back to back or at the same time or whatever. And then like we had to wait a whole week for episode 4 to come out. So, I've been waiting waiting, trying to find out what is this cleansing ritual for the men and the women. I already had told y'all what I thought it was going to be for the men. And so in part 3, episode 3, it was confirmed what's ahead of the men in their future when it's time for them to get cleansed, the ones who are, approved to be cleansed. So anywho, this episode focused on the rituals, and it also focused a little bit on Lien. So what we're gonna discuss first, let's discuss Ruth first. Okay, Ruth. Now remember last episode she had became an elder, and Tally, they had took the eldership title away from her. But she ain't mad though. She ain't mad because she didn't even want to be an elder. She had told Ruth, she didn't tell her like all the details about being an elder, but she did tell her that you will not be touched by the highest. And Ruth was like, oh, she's thinking whatever. Like, you just mad because I'm the elder now or whatever, whatnot. She was trying to warn her. She was trying to warn her that the highest, he doesn't like women like that. He only likes guys. Then she also tried to warn Andrew, her supposedly, allegedly baby daddy. I wonder still if she's pregnant. I still wonder if she's pregnant. Hey, Candace, what's up? You have got to watch this show, child. It's Ruthless, but it's on BET Plus. And to get BET Plus, you have to actually download the app on your phone or on like your iPad if you have like a newer iPad, or you have to, just download it on your phone. But it's BET Plus. So on BET Plus, it has a lot of original BET shows. This new Tyler Perry show called Ruthless is on there, which just came out like a week or so ago. And it's a really, really good show. But in the beginning of the show, when as far as like Ruth, she had been giving her first duty as an elder. Now, y'all remember in the last episode where Tally, she had been brutally beaten by some of the men, and then she also had to be beaten by Andrew. And then he promised her that he wouldn't let anybody else hurt her. But once Ruth got assigned to an elder, the highest, his first assignment or his first duty to her was to beat Tally again. And I was thinking like, dang, the child just been beaten last week. She was beaten, she was stomped, she was kicked. And I'm like, dang, was what she did that bad? I mean, they beat the snot out of old girl. And then Ruth is up there, she's like almost in tears because everybody's watching. Everybody, all the elders, all the women, all the men, all the children, everybody's watching. And she didn't want her daughter to see her, watch her beat somebody, and especially another woman. And so she had tried to explain that to the highest, and he was like, that ain't your daughter anymore. She was like, I don't want my daughter to see. He was like, that ain't your daughter anymore. And you have to remember that the kids, once the kids come into the cult, the parents, the biological parents, that goes out the door. They tell the kids immediately, the highest is your new father now. Forget your old mama, forget your old daddy. The highest is your father now. So he was telling her, that ain't your daughter anymore. So he told Ruth to beat her up, and I thought he was gonna give her like a bell or a whip or something, because the fellas, when they were forced to beat her last week, I think they had belts or whips or something like that. But no, Ruth, she had to mollywop her with her fists and her feet. She didn't have nothing else to beat her with, so she was up there beating her and stomping her and kicking her. And I was feeling so bad for that lady, because last week I was like, if she is pregnant, because she said she missed her menstrual, and she explained to Andrew that she thinks she was prego. And if she is prego, I was like, oh, they done probably beat the baby out of her last week. But if they didn't, Ruth probably sure did this week, probably beat the baby out of her. But I'm sure if she is pregnant, we will find out very soon, because all the stompings and beatings that she's been getting, it probably would lead to a miscarriage. Probably so. So next week, if she ends up cramping or anything like that, we already know what happened. But the thing about it is, as far as Ruth, when after she did that, that was like her first assignment. As far as her receiving her cleansing, I I didn't expect, like, I don't know what I expected. I mean, I knew that it wasn't going to be the highest, and I knew that they be like, you know, having they be running drugs. I knew that they was doing that. I knew they was trafficking, you know, people, but I didn't know that it was like the inside people who did all of that. I thought maybe there was trafficking on the outside of the code, and it might be. We might, you know, it might be just too soon into it right now. But the Andrew, you know, he was one of the ones that, you know, one of the seven. And one of the seven is like seven guys. Yes, you have to get the plus. You have to get the plus because this show is like, out of all the shows that Tyler Perry has done so far, this show is like totally to the left. Totally to the left. Is nothing like any of the shows that he's ever done before. But Andrew, in front of the highest, he was still playing his role, you know, acting like he's for the highest, acting like he's, you know, down with the code and down with everything they doing. And even after Tally had got beaten, you know, his woman, you know, behind doors, in front of the highest, you know, he basically is acting like, you know, he's there to support the group and do what everything he's supposed to do with the code. But behind the highest, he's still comforting Tally and telling her, you know, not to leave, not to run off, not to take her daughter, because if she ain't gonna try to leave, if she wasn't really for sure about leaving last time and sneaking out of there, she definitely for sure now after she got beat again. I mean, she literally just got beat like the day before, and then she got beat again by somebody else, and it's by Ruth, you know, somebody who was really, really good friends with her when they was on the street. Remember, they were streetwalkers, as some people call them, prostitutes, as some people call them, and they also was drug addicts before the cult brought them in. So they were really, really close friends. And now Ruth is like punishing her used to be friend. And I'm trying to figure out how this is going to go, because in the storyline, Ruth is supposed to be, I don't know, perpetrating or fronting like she's really down with what's going on. But then she's going to try to sneak her daughter out. So I don't know if that's going to happen further down the line, because right now, y'all let me know if I'm wrong, but it definitely seems like Ruth is like she's been brainwashed. It looks like she's been brainwashed. So I wonder what's going to happen for her to, you know, to make her want to leave. I wonder if it was the ritual, if it was her getting cleansed, which changes her whole mind frame about this cult and about the rules and regulations and abuse. So y'all let me know what y'all think about that. But as far as the ritual with Andrew, Lord have mercy, he should have listened. He should have listened to Tally, because she knew exactly what she was talking about. I don't know how she knew the ritual of the men, being that the men aren't supposed to even speak of that. Remember Daikon, Andrew had asked Daikon, you know, like a week ago, he said, you know, tell me what this ritual is. Tell me what the cleansing is. How did it make you feel afterwards? And Daikon told him, you know, it makes me feel like, you know, better than I ever did before, but it's something that they can't talk about. And he did also said to make sure he didn't talk to the women. Don't, you know, reveal anything, or you can't, he said you can't trust the women. And I think it's mainly because the women, I don't think they really know what's going on. Like I said, I don't even know how Tally found out, because you would think the other ladies in the group would feel some type of way if they realize that the highest, do they even know what he's doing to the guys? Like, most of them know that he don't do anything to the women, as far as like, I don't know what you want to call it, breaking them in, the cleansing or whatnot. But when they had Andrew, when they summons Andrew after he, you know, beat Tally, and Daikon, you know, caught him coming out of Tally's what would you call that? What do you call those little boxes that they are in or something. I don't know what you call them things, but it's not a house. It's not an apartment. I can't remember what you call them things because some people use them as businesses around the city. I just can't think of the name of what they call them things right now. But anywho, when he caught Andrew coming out from after dragging Tally to her, I'll just say quarters, to her quarters, he was like, you sure was in there for a long time. What was you doing? And Andrew said, I was just making sure, that she's going to behave and that she's going to obey and, stuff like that. And he said, oh, really? Oh, really? Drop your pants. Andrew's like, what? Drop my pants? He's like, drop your pants. And so Andrew, he had to, do what he said because Daikon is over him. Daikon is like one of the ones right under the highest. So he dropped his pants. And Daikon bent down and sniffed him in his groin area. I was like, well, I'll be doggone. He sniffed him in his area to make sure. He said he thought he was in there taking advantage or assaulting Tally or something like that. But he wasn't. They had already been like having, sex and everything. Matter of fact, they think they're having a baby on the way. Don't nobody else know about it though, because they've been seeing each other in secrecy. But he thought that he was in there taking advantage of her. He was like, no, I would never do that. But for him to get down on his knees, like they taking this stuff really serious as far as the men being with the women. I guess there's only a certain time when the men are supposed to be with the women. I guess that's only during the ritual when they have to see them. What happened next? I'm not sure. It seemed like there was a part that was missing that we didn't see, that they didn't show. But what happened next was Andrew was summoned. He was summoned to go see the highest. And when he went to see the highest, he was thinking he was about to be cleansed or the ritual or whatever. He was looking forward to it. And the highest told him, he told him to take his clothes off. And Andrew was like, what's up? This the second dude that asked me to take my clothes off in like a few hours. Like, what is going on here? He was totally confused. Totally confused. But he told him, take your clothes off. And he started trying to explain to him that he is going to seed him. And then Andrew is going to seed Ruth. And I guess that's the ritual. That's the cleansing. So for the cleansing, for the men, they have to be seeded by the highest. And then the women, once they become elders, they have to be seeded by all the men that the highest has seeded. And I guess there's 7 of them. And Andrew is now one of 7. Now I wonder before if it was 6 or 5 or 4, or if it's always 7 and one of them ends up being knocked off. Usually, or like the cop, the FBI agent that's missing, the one that's MIA, the one, his wife Sarah keeps running down to the police station looking for him. I wonder if he was one of the 7 and now we don't know what happened to him, if he's been killed or if he's somewhere locked up or, so I don't know if it always remains 7 and they just kind of like move him in, move him out or something like that. But old boy was confused. He was like confused, but in that part when he told him that, after that, the next thing we saw, it was like Ruth coming in there, and then the men, they all on bending knees, and they all on their knees surrounding the highest, bed, and Ruth coming there, she was like, what's going on? And then before she even got there, she had been bathed. Again, remember she was bathed last week? So I'm wondering, is she going to be bathed all the time by the women? Or are you bathed when you become an elder and then you're bathed again by the women when it's time for the cleansing? Like he told her, the highest told her, she has to get him a girl. Out of all these 7 men, one of them better make you have a girl. I wonder what happens when she doesn't have a girl, or if she has a boy, or if she has I don't know, a boy and a girl. If she get pregnant or she get two boys, I wonder if there's some kind of punishment, like if she doesn't conceive a girl for him. And why a girl? Why a girl? Hmm. Is it to make sure that they continue to maintain, their community? Like, how often do they need boys? Or are the girls only, are the women only allowed to have girls? If they have a boy, do they get rid of them? Hmm. I wonder. I have a lot of questions, y'all. I have a lot of questions. So y'all let me know, how y'all feel about those questions that I have in mind. Because looking at the little kids, I don't know if you noticed the thumbnail, but the highest, he's in front of all these little kids, and some of them are boys and some of them are girls. So I'm like, I wonder what happens if every other woman has to have a girl, or every other one has to have a boy. I don't know. Y'all let me know how y'all feel about that. But anywho, yeah, she was confused. She was just as confused as Andrew. And when she realized what was about to happen to her, I think she was like, oh my God, I didn't sign up for this. And I really think this is probably the breaking point that's going to get her, that's going to make her believe Tally that this cult is totally evil and, they're wrong. Everything they're doing is wrong. So we shall see in the next episode about that. But as far as back to Sarah, the guy that's missing, the cop that's missing, his wife named Sarah, she had came down to the police station and she was looking, trying to find out information like, where's my husband? Y'all ain't heard from my husband. He been gone for 3 months. We ain't heard from him in 3 weeks. Now she coming down to the police station because she can't even pay her maids. She can't pay her bills because all the money has been depleted out of all of her accounts, all of her checking, her saving, her retirement fund, even from her 401k. Everything has been depleted. And so she's trying to find out from Mac, the head FBI agent, like, what the heck is going on? Why is all of our money missing? I have no money. I can't pay my bills. And thank God her maid is her cousin. Now, I don't know why she would hire her cousin to be her maid. I don't know if I could hire my family members to work for me, like clean up after me. I don't know if I could do that. Would seem pretty awkward at times. But anyway, so she's really getting on them about, trying to find her husband. And as far as, remember the white sheriff, the one who was called to the white couple's house after their truck had been stolen by Tally and the other cult members? Well, I have said at that time, I wonder if the sheriff was in the pockets, if the cult had them in their back pockets, because we had heard from Mac, the head FBI agent, that some people up there in the cult area up there, they have them in their back pocket. They're connected to the cult. So at first I was like, I wonder if he's connected to cult. But then when he told, Daikon that he will let that boy go, who they made pretend like he stole the truck, he said, if we let this boy go and don't press charges on him, it's under one condition, and that's to visit your compound the very next day. So at that time, I was like, maybe the sheriff isn't in their pockets. So I don't know. But then he gets a call. Matt gets a call from the sheriff, and the sheriff was like, you guys need to hurry up and get somebody down here. I'm going up there tomorrow. I'm going to the compound to look around. So that kind of made me think too that the sheriff might be on their side, because he did say that we got to keep this under wraps because nobody else at the police station up there knows that the sheriff is working with the FBI department. So, y'all let me know what y'all think about that storyline as well. But yeah, this episode was really interesting. I actually thought that the ritual for the men was I thought that I was dead on about that one, because I had assumed that the highest had sex with the men, and I had also assumed that the women, I thought they were going to get gang raped. Like it didn't look like they were actually, I don't know, Okay, it wasn't consensual. It wasn't consensual, but you know what I mean. Like it seemed like it was like programmed. Like it was programmed. Like they was just gonna take turns, just going around. Like they weren't beating her up or I don't know how to call it. Y'all know what I mean. Y'all know what I mean. It wasn't like they was up there busting her upside her head and throwing her around, something like that. It was like a actual ritual, which still again wasn't consensual, but I thought it was going to be worse than that. So I'm glad it wasn't worse than that. But then again, we didn't see it, so we don't know, And then the part with Andrew again, like, was he cleansed? Like, did it happen? I mean, the highest said he was gonna seed him, and then he was gonna have him seed Ruth. And what do y'all think is gonna happen once Tally finds out that her man, her possibly baby daddy, was forced to, seed Ruth, her friend, her so-called friend? How do y'all think she's going to feel about that? But anyway, y'all let me know. Y'all let me know what y'all thought about this episode. This episode was really, really interesting. I'm looking forward to the next episode. Looking forward to Brian and them going up there and talk to meet up with the sheriff. And I'm looking forward to the sheriff going around, because the one thing about the highest, as far as the sheriff coming to visit them tomorrow or the next day, the reason why he had Ruth beat in front of everybody, Tally, the reason why he had Tally beaten in front of everybody this time, because he was trying to send a message. He was like, now make sure tomorrow when our visitors come that everything is everything, that they don't find nothing, everything is up to par, no drugs, no sign of abuse, no sign of anything like that. So I think that's why he had Tally beaten in front of everybody. But as far as Lien, that's the last person I want to talk about. The first time we saw Lien in this episode, she seemed to be going through something. Like, she seemed to be, I don't know if she was having hallucinations still, or if she was just daydreaming, or I don't know what was going on with Ruth. But I need y'all to let me know, do y'all think that she's going to try to go back to that compound? Because for some reason it sure looked like she was fantasizing about it. I don't know, daydreaming, fantasizing. It almost seemed like she was getting aroused or something by thinking about what happened when she was up there at the compound. I was like, oh my God, is she gonna go back? is Brian about to lose his wife to the cult? Because she was just up in the bathroom and she was like, all over the place. And I'm like, do they still have some kind of control over her? Or I don't know what it was. Is she actually remembering more now than what she did before? Because before, she didn't remember everything that happened to her. Like when the doctor told her that they need to do a kit on her, an assault kit, she was like, did they do something to me? And the doctor was like, yeah, they did. She had bruises all over her, in between her legs, all over her. So, but she didn't remember. So I don't know what it is, but she sure was acting like she was being aroused or something by, having flashbacks of what happened. So I don't know. Do y'all think she's going to go back? Do y'all think she's going to sneak off again? Possibly. Possibly when Brian goes up there with the sheriff, she might be in the trunk or something of the car. But anyway, y'all let me know what y'all thought about this episode. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Make sure you hit the share button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you are not already subscribed. And also, again, I have said at the beginning, we do have a Facebook group dedicated to this new TV show called Tyler Perry's Ruthless, BET TV show fan group. So what I will do, I will put the link in the, matter of fact, let me see if I can pull it up right now. Matter of fact, see if I can pull the link up, and then I can put it in the chat so that anybody who's interested in joining the group, they can join the group. Here we go. Oh wow, it's almost 2:00. o'clock. I have a lot of stuff to do today. And I just found out because of this coronavirus and because of different departments going through different things at our job, everybody has been mandated to work from home. I was already working from home for years, but the people who weren't working from home have been mandated to work from home. I had a choice when I got started. But now everybody is mandated to work from home. And I don't know what's going on or if it's hold on one second. Let me just grab this link real quick. I don't know what's going on exactly. I was in a brief little meeting today, with my supervisor, over the phone. We was in a meeting and they were saying how people in our department is going to be needed for other departments and we're going to have to take phone calls. I was like, phone calls? I haven't taken a phone call. I mean, I haven't had a job where I'm constantly on the phone for years. I mean, when I say years, I mean, there was a point in my life where after high school, I did a whole bunch of telemarketing jobs, sales jobs, inbound, outbound. Also did surveys. I did all kind of jobs when I was like a teenager and as a young adult. And, when I first had my first son, in my 20s. And I haven't really had a job like that where I'm on the phone like that in a long time. And I didn't plan on getting a job like that again either. I like what I do, which is hardly any telephone time at all. I think right now in the position I'm in now, I might have to reach out to somebody like maybe once a month, maybe just to verify some information. But now I find out that it's going to be like once a week on Mondays, most likely, that we'll have to help out. So we're going to get cross-trained and it's going to be like a month of cross-training. And for like one day a week, we're going to be helping with overflow calls in a certain department. I'm like, but it's a blessing to have a job these days. It's a blessing to be able to work from home. A lot of people have jobs and are getting laid off because they can't work from home. It's certain jobs that you just can't do at home, the manual jobs and warehouse jobs and, jobs at stores and restaurants that you can't do at home. So I am thankful and grateful to still have a job to wake up to every day. I'm just going to have to get used to that. My supervisor's like, you're so great, though. The few times when you used to work at the office and you were on the phones, the rare times, when we had to reach out to somebody on the phone, he's like, you're so awesome. And people used to always tell me how professional you are, how courteous. And I'm telling you, one thing about me is I can go from hood to professional in 2.5 seconds in a blink of an eye. So the way I talk on here sometimes is definitely not the way that I talk at work. But that's like a lot of people, you're professional at work, hi, my name is Tanya. How may I help you? How I go. Then, outside of work, you're like, what up? What's popping? But yeah, so anywho, you guys, I did put the link in the chat to our Facebook group. You do have to agree to a couple of group rules, to be allowed in. And I do kind of screen the people who are trying to join the group. Make sure there's not any trolls or anything. People who make sure the profile pages isn't like just joined Facebook yesterday. No pictures, no profile pic, no nothing like that. I try to make sure, people have like real friends and it's a real page, but we can't be 100% sure. So if we do have any problems in the group, please hit me up, just inbox me and let me know if you have a problem with somebody in the group. But other than that, feel free to click the link to join the group. There we can discuss the group, the Tyler Perry Show, the different storylines, and you can post questions or whatever, regarding the show. So with that being said, Thanks again for tuning in, everybody. It is my lunch hour, and when during my lunch hour, I kind of talk a little fast because I'm on the clock. I'm on the clock. But yeah, so I have to go for right now. But in the meantime, in between time, to my Primetime TV squad and my The Hood Table squad, make sure you guys are staying healthy, stay safe, be blessed. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'm out. Deuces.